sea's really calm today, but there's nothing between here and Greenland, Nova Scotia, Canada. So when you do get a really strong westerly wind, the waves coming in here would be quite something else. So I'm back at the van, had some lunch, need to decide what I'm going to do next. But in the meantime, I thought I would show you this. It's a new camera, except as you can tell, it's not very new. It's quite old. But a friend of mine, Rachel, got in touch and said, do you want a camera? My neighbour is chucking it in the bin, and you were the only person I could think of. So I said, yes, I'll have a look at it. And it turns out it is something quite interesting. It's a Yashica Electro 35, and it's a film camera. These were manufactured in the 70s, I think, 60s, but this is a 1970s version, so it's one of the newer versions. And having gone online to find out about it, it turns out it's quite an interesting camera. It's quite basic, obviously, it's a film camera, but it's unusual in that it's aperture priority. So what that means is that you have to set the aperture, which I get is also quite basic. This is probably back to front, and this it is. But basically you have a setting which is sunny, cloudy and indoors. That's it. And the camera sets the shutter speed. And you have little buttons, little lights on top that light up. One of them will light up if it's quite dark and the shutter speed is going to be quite slow, under a 30th, I think. And the other one lights up if it's overexposed. And that's basically all you've got. And you have to work out the focus from basically the focus ring. So I got it working. We got a battery for it. And luckily there wasn't a battery in it because it would have probably have corroded by now. So I've put a battery in it. I've got a film, Ilford Delta 400, and we're going to go out and give it a go, see if it works. If it doesn't work, it might be a disaster and you won't be seeing this video. But even if I get one or two photos out of it, hopefully it'll work. The only thing I'm not too sure about is the door. It doesn't, the film door, it doesn't really feel that tight, and I just wonder if light will get in. So I'm going to leave it in the case as much as possible, and I might even put a bit of tape down to tighten up the door. I know you can buy light seals and make cut light seals and refit it. I haven't had time to do that. But basically, we're going to go out and play with this. I haven't had a film camera in, well, I haven't used a film camera in 30 years, 25 years, no idea. See if I can remember how to put a film in it. But anyway, let's give it a go. So after a day in the fog up in the cliffs, I've come down to Stromness, booked into the campsite, and the mist has gone, but it's gone out to sea, and it's just hanging there. And the locals, the guy in the campsite, says he's only ever seen that phenomenon like once in his life, so it's pretty unusual. Quite difficult to photograph because it's very bright, the fog, with the sun shining through it. But I think what I'm going to do is go into Stromness, into the town, and I'll take the Yashica with me and see if we can get some shots in amongst the old buildings. It might look quite interesting with looking out to the water between the buildings and the slipways. If you don't know Stromness, you won't know what I'm talking about, but I'll show you. I love all these little fishermen's cottages and buildings along here. Some of them are completely derelict. Definitely opportunities for somebody to come in and do them up. I've brought the Yashica. I'm going to give it a go. Not quite sure what. That boat looked interesting that I just showed you. So these are called nousts, or nousts. Don't know how I'm pronouncing it. The Orkney dialect is somewhat unusual. Basically just means a place where they pull the boats up, usually a gap in between the houses. I might get the Yashica out and see how it copes with the dynamic range of this. Well, just as I was heading north, I've been distracted. This isn't a block ship. This is one that's just been washed up. The fishermen at Stromness were telling me about it, but I didn't notice it on the way south because it was kind of behind me. So I don't know. It's a bit like the one up at Fort William, and the way it sits beside the water. But sadly, the sea's a bit, the tide's a bit far out at the moment. If it was washing up around the bottom of the boat, it would probably look a bit better. But have a little look and see what it looks like close up. Might be some details on it that look good.